Hi there, RVA artists. Today we're going to start a painting, and this is a really cool painting, Northern Lights. Okay, so I'm going to show you a bunch of imagery, but the first thing I want to do is make sure that you've got some of the supplies and we can start identifying them. Canvas board, okay, and this is, you might have gotten an 11 by 14, you might have gotten a 9 by 12. You got a canvas board. And then some various different brushes, a little bit larger flat brush, and then just some varying degrees of different size brushes there, okay? Also, you would have gotten a fan brush and some acrylic paints like this. Tonight, we're only going to really start with the flat brush, so we won't need that. The pack of paint that you should have received has your primary colors and then black and white. So we can make all the colors that we need to from what we have in here. I'm not going to open this because this is going to be shipped out to an RVA artist. So you'll see me just using ones that have already been opened and we've been using in class.
Patlatıyor, ağzımı sıkışıp şırip arsız patlatıyor. Belki de bu yüzden bulundu, sahibi havaladı. Sarma herkes liyası simarıp geçtim buraya. Seçmiş köşede şu acım ve buldaklar kırpırması katıyor. Bir karşıma geçmiş utanması yok ki madina sarasıyor. Hiç böyle mi geldi babam usta el gurmesi. Gösterme dostlarıma buldum. Seni gidip yarına elimden çıkara. Kaderin püskülü yakarsam. Seni gidip yarına elimden çıkara. Kaderin püskülü yakarsam. Ya una dişte ucağım bro. Ya una dişte ucağım bro. Ya una dişte ucağım bro. Helama. Ya una dişte ucağım bro. Ya una dişte ucağım bro. Ya una dişte ucağım bro. Helama.
The reason why these Northern Lights are seen at the poles is because those particles are drawn to the poles, and that is where you can see them being burnt up in the stratosphere. Okay, we're ready to paint. Let's get going on this. A couple of other things I wanted to show you guys that I pulled out was a container full of water. Not full of water, but some water. And a toothbrush. Old toothbrush, not your little sister's. Grab a new one from the bathroom or not something somebody's been using, okay? That's not nice. So, grab some brushes that we sent. I just keep my brushes in water so that I don't have to worry about them getting all crusty and dried with the paint on there. So I just kind of keep them in the water even if they're not getting dirty at the moment. It's nice too, especially for the detail brushes, because I can give them a hairdo, and I'll show you what I mean by giving them a hairdo. A brush like this, I can make it really crisp. I can make a really crisp edge by having a little bit of water on it and giving it a hairdo. That's what I call giving it a hairdo. Okay, so now this canvas had already been painted on, and I had primed it already. One thing you may want to do is take a little bit of white and fill in some area just to kind of get your canvas going. So I'm just blopping on some white, and I'll do my very best to kind of get closer to this. And I was just painting with the RVA students online, so this brush has paint on it, but just so you can kind of see, I'm just taking in and coating down another layer of paint over the top of that, just to kind of smooth out. In this case, you might just want to do white I had paint, like I said, on my brush. So I've got my newspaper down, and I'm ready to just kind of... Now, one thing I want to mention is I'm painting left and right, left and right, left and right. There's a reason why I do that. The sky doesn't, when you're looking at the night sky, the sky in general doesn't change this way, okay? The colors gradually go from lighter to darker or darker to lighter depending on where the sun is setting. So when you're painting a landscape, you want to make sure you're doing the same thing. Okay, now you could paint it this way if you wanted to, but the sky isn't going to change like this, darker to lighter this way. It's always going to change darker to lighter from top to bottom. So decide which way you want to go. You want to be landscape or portrait, but whatever it is, you want to go from left to right, left to right, left to right. Okay, so I'm going to keep on plugging away here, and I'm going to kind of do this upside down so that you can see what I'm doing. After you've got a nice layer of white down, you can start applying colors. Now I'm going straight out of the tube here with this one towards the top. You do not need that much at all, but I kind of like having this particular canvas it's pretty thick, so the paint that was underneath it. So I want to make sure I'm covering that really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in left, right, okay? I always tell my students, don't overblend. You do not want to overblend this paint. You want to kind of see some of those raw colors come in through there. You want to leave some of those darker colors in there. And especially in this case, we're talking about a pretty dark sky. So as I'm doing this, I want to be able to see the gradual changes in the painting. And if I overblend, it's just going to be a night sky of one color, blue or light blue or whatever color I end up with here. Kind of a like green blue or something. Okay. Now, I also want to make sure that my sky is pretty dark. So, because we are talking about nighttime. So I'm going to actually go in and add a little bit of black into my painting towards the top. Now, black is one of those colors that can destroy a painting in a matter of instant because it gets too muddy. Things get overwhelmed by it. So I would never suggest using too much black in a painting. We don't want to lose some of those beautiful blues that we had. Okay. Now you should see what I call a gradation. Lighter and darker spots coming into the painting. That's what you want. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a couple more quick techniques and then we're going to let the background be. But I want you to think about this as this is the background, this is step one, then we're going to come back tomorrow and do more of the foreground and things like that. But this is the background. We're going to get that completely hammered out. So the next thing I want to do is finish out anything that would be in the night sky. In this case, we're talking Aurora Borealis, our northern lights. So I am going to go in with my brush, the same brush that I was just using here, okay? And I am going to add some nice Aurora Borealis. How am I going to do that? I'm sticking with this brush. I'm not getting rid of the paint that's on there. I'm just globbing into some yellow because that's what I saw in my picture was some yellow. I'm establishing that about right here is where my line is coming up, and that is where I'm going to start these northern lights. Now, is there a trick, perfect science to this? No, absolutely not. You guys are the artists, and I just want you to kind of do, you know, kind of swirl it in there however you want to do it. Does it look like this? Absolutely, yes, it does. I'm going to go in now with a cleaner brush that doesn't have those colors in it, and this is where I'm going to add some of my lighter colors. So the particles that are being burnt up are a little lighter in the sky, and they're actually changing the night sky to a lighter color. So I'm going in with white, and I'm just going to pure white